Good day, everyone. So, I am Ablan Stihias, and today we will be discussing the chapter 4, which is the Designing Meaningful Performance Based Assessment. So, this statement highlights nga ang effective nga performance assessment kay mag-una jud siya sa pagunahuna sa teacher kung unsa nga mga specific task ang iyahang ihatag sa iyang mga student to master. Kay instead of memorizing facts nga not all student but makalimtan ra jud siya the next day. That's why teachers use a performance assessment to build a bridge. So this bridge kay nag-connect siya on what they study in the classroom to how world actually works. So when students work on a task like planning a budget, conducting an experiment, or debating, they aren't just receiving information from a teacher. They are actively constructing their own understanding. So they have to put all the pieces together themselves, which makes the knowledge stick because they actually use it to solve a problem. Okay, so let's move on to defining the purpose of assessment background. So, the foundation of any performance-based assessment is nagitry purpose. So, before ang teacher nga makahimo og task nga ipabuhat sa iyang mga student kay dapat i-determine sa teacher of what exactly they intend to measure. Unsa kaha ang i-measure sa mga teacher sa students. Kay if ma-establish ni sa teacher nga goal, so ang teacher kay makagain siya og roadmap nga makahatag sa teacher og unsa nga specific actions or skills nga need i-demonstrate sa student. So most importantly, if naa kay clear purpose sa imong ipabuhat nga task, kay it allows the teacher to act as a more effective evaluator. So, dali na lang sa teacher nga ma-pinpoint if ang student ni exhale ana o asa pud sila nag-struggle. So, this ensure nga ang feedback given is both accurate and helpful for the student's growth. So, ang clear purpose kay makahelp siya sa teacher nga ma-identify ang learning gaps or ang weaknesses and mastery or ang strength sa mga students rather than just giving a generic grade. So, kani siya nga table by Herman kay nag-provide ni siya og strategic framework or checklist for teachers para ma-determine ang specific competencies nga ganahan nila ma-assess. So, dili lang kay maghatag ra ang teachers o random activities but a teacher must ask these 5 critical questions para ma-ensure ang task nga nag-cover og various domains of learning. Meaning to say, dili lang nato masukod ang memory sa mga students, kundili ilahang overall abilities like cognitive skills for logic, social and affective skills for teamwork and values, and metacognitive skills for self-reflection. So, it prompts teacher to think about the practical problems students should solve and the principles they must apply. So, by answering these questions during the planning stage, teacher can create a comprehensive assessment that truly measures a student's holistic development. So now let's move on to 4 types of learning target used in performance assessment. So the first type of learning target is the deep understanding. So which is the core goal of any performance assessment. So unlike traditional paper and pencil tasks nga nag-require sa students to memorize and repeat facts, ang performance-based task nag-involve siya sa students and hands-on nga nag-include og taas jud siya nga panahon. So, tungod ani, mas deeper ang pagkat-on sa student kay dili lang man siya kabalo sa unsa or what, kundi dapat nakasabot siya on how ug why sa subject or lesson. Tungod kay iyang gigamit ang iyahang nakatunan sa tinuod nga situation. So, mas lig-on ug mas detailed ang iyahang pagsabot sa subject. So next is the reasoning. So ang reasoning is usa sa importante nga learning target. It's because nag-require siya sa student to do more. Dili lang kay mag-recall ra sa information but nag-require siya sa students to use their minds to solve problems. So in performance assessment, kasagaran ang student kay tagaad og task nga complicated nga situation nga kinahanglan nila mohimo og decision or mo justify a position or mangita og solusyon sa problem. So, unlike sa multiple choice test nga naa na daan ang answer sa paper, nya piliun na lang nimo, pero sa performance assessment ang student ang mo construct sa ilahang answer. So, gitawag ni og brain work. Kaya ang teacher dili lang tan-awon ang result or but tanawon sa teacher ang process sa paghunahuna kung giunsa paghimo sa student. Next is the skills. So, dili lang kay logical thinking o reasoning ang gamit sa performance assessment, but also ang skills. So, these include communication, presentation, and psychomotor skills. So, these targets are unique kay dili man nato ni ma-measure pinaagi sa traditional nga written test. Just like for example, if mag-speech ang student or mag-experiment, dili man pwede nga sige lang tawag hatag nila og quizzes kay dili man nato makita ang mga hidden abilities sa mga students. That's why ang performance assessment ang way para makita nato ang abilities sa mga student pinaagi sa pag-demonstrate. Kay ang skills nag-focus sa pagbuhat. Kung ang lesson kay bahin sa pagluto or pagsayaw or pag-ayos sa mga machines, ang pinakamaayo na paagi jud sa paggraduan na kay pinaagi sa pagtan-aw sa student nga naghimo sa task. Next is the psychomotor skills. So, ang psychomotor skills is nag-focus dyan ni siya sa physical actions nga need para mahuman ang task nga gihatag. So, as educators, we categorize this into different levels. Fine motor skills, so which involve small precise movements like holding a pen or using a microscope. So, ang gross motor skills pod kay nag-involve siya og larger movement like jumping or lifting. So, pero dili lang nato tan-awon kung nakahimo ba ang student sa action, but we need to identify also their proficiency skills. For example, in a performance assessment sa PE, di ba, naaman jud ang basketball. So, we don't just check if a student can shoot a basketball, but we assess if they can do it with the correct form and accuracy according to their developmental stage. So, ang psychomotor skills, mao ang basihan sa pag-evaluate sa mga subject sama sa PE, arts, o science or kanang mga lab work. So, kung diin ang mga physical nga lihok sa student, mao gyud ang kanang i-measure sa unsaon siya pag-grade. So, the final learning target is the product, so which refers to the completed work or output nga nahimo sa student. So, while ang skills kay nag-focus sa process of doing something, ang product nag-focus sa result. This could be a term paper, a science project, a model, or a creative assignment. So, these products are valuable because they provide tangible evidence of what a student has learned. So, by looking at a finished project, a teacher can see how the student used their knowledge, reasoning, and skills to create something comprehensive and original. So let's move on to process and product-oriented performance-based assessment. So this means that ang teacher mo define sa purpose assessment nga yang ihatag or ipabuhat sa students. So a teacher must decide if the students should be evaluated on the process or the steps they take or the product or the final result. So, ang teacher dapat mo decide siya if unsa man jud ang iyang i-grade. So, when we say process-oriented assessment, kung ang learning outcomes nag-focus sa specific procedures or steps. So, meaning to say, ang assessment must happen nga ang student are actually performing the task. So, while naghimo pa sila, Kay we cannot grade man the process nga nahuman na, kay dili man nato mahibaw-an kung sakto ba ilang gibuhat. Just like for example, in science, if nag-experiment sila, ang teacher is mag-observe sa student to see if ni-follow ba sila sa instruction ug sa correct safety steps in handling chemicals. Sakto ba ilang gipangbuhat and all, kay we grade man the process on how they do it. So, when we say product pod, nag-focus pod siya sa nahuman na or the final output. So, ang assessment kay nahitabo after na sa task nga nahuman na. Ang teacher kay mo-evaluate siya sa quality, accuracy, and completeness sa final output. So, example, instead of watching the students write, ang teacher mo grade sa finish na nga essay nga nabuhat sa student. And tanaw niya ang content ug ang structure. So another example is portfolio. So tanawon pud sa teacher ang overall output sa student. So sometimes a teacher might grade both the way the student work or the process on what they actually produce or the product. So, kaning example, kay nani siya sa book, then ako lang siyang gi-paste diri no. So, kanibday siya nga example, kay usa ni siya ka process-oriented performance assessment work in real classroom setting. So, here in English subject, nag-show siya that the process assessment, kay nag-focus man siya sa student live performance kay awa ang task. So, the oral production. So, the teacher may use dialogues or passages from other written or similar tests. So, process-oriented siya kay dili man i-grade sa teacher ang fluency or intonation nga mutan-aw lang sa paper nga ilang gibuhat. But ang teacher need jud siya maminaw ug ma-observe while ang student nag-perform para makita if ni-follow ba sila sa correct procedure. So here, the second example is also focusing on the process. Kay ang task manggod kay after listening to a literary piece, student must research and share information. So nganong process-oriented man siya kay ang teacher is evaluating the way the student connects new information to what they just heard. So it tracks the student's ability to research, link ideas, and share them effectively. So as you can see in the example, the focus is not just on the final answer, but on the competencies or skills the students demonstrate. So for English, kato ganinang example, we don't just check if they finish the speech. We check the process of their speaking, their stress, their tone, and their fluency. So this requires the teachers to be an active observer during the performance. So here, according to NETCO, a teacher should focus purely on the product-oriented assessment if the evidence of achievement is entirely found in the final result. So meaning to say, the teacher should choose product-oriented assessment when the result is the evidence. So most of all of what you need to know about the student's learning is visible in the finished work. So there are many different right ways to get the job done. So as long as the final product is high quality, the specific tasks, I mean steps the student took are not as important. The teacher doesn't need to watch the students' work. They only need to evaluate what was produced. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you use a pen or a computer or if you started from the beginning or the end. What matters is if your final output meets the standards in the product-oriented task. We encourage students to find their own best way to create something high quality. So that's all to my part, and I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening.